So, as you guys might have noticed, with every passing week, with every new update, it almost feels like the number of bugs isn't going down. In fact, it feels like it's going up. And look, I get it. These aren't small updates anymore. They're not just one rework or one new bundle. These patches are massive. We're talking about reworks for two styles at the same time, entire new awakening animations, brand new Secret Awakening cinematics, huge QOL updates that affect literally every match. There's no way something this big is going to come out flawless. Bugs are inevitable, and I think most of us understand that. But here's the thing, and this is what's making people nervous. More and more players are starting to say out loud what a lot of us don't want to admit. At this pace, with this level of content, maybe the devs will stop doing weekly updates altogether. Maybe they'll shift to bi-weekly updates instead. Every 2 weeks instead of every week. Now, I want to break this down carefully because this is a conversation that's starting to pop up more and more, not just in the official Discord, but in general community chatter. And it's worth talking about, honestly. But before we go further, just wanted to remind you guys, if you are enjoying my content, I would be happy if you are going to like my video and, of course, subscribe to my channel. It literally takes a few seconds, and it makes me motivated to make daily videos just for you. So thank you in advance. Let's get back to the main topic. Let's start with the arguments in favor, because there actually are some solid reasons people bring up when they say bi-weekly might be better. First, quality. If the devs had 2 weeks instead of one to prepare these massive updates, the chances of major bugs making it through would go down. Right now, it feels like we're always playing catch-up. A new rework drops and it's amazing, but then everyone immediately finds out it's bugged. Direct shot. Isagi breaking the entire match. Rin's awakening animations being half finished. Say with weird voiceovers or naked models. You know what I'm talking about. If they had an extra week, maybe those bugs get ironed out before release. Second, animation polish. I've said it in so many videos already, the animation quality in Blue Lock Rivals is climbing higher every single week. You look at Yukimiya's rework, then compare it to Livigno, then compare it to the awakening animations for Isagi and Rin, and you can literally see the growth week to week. But imagine if they had double the time. Instead of scrambling to push something new every Friday or Saturday, they could spend 2 full weeks making those animations perfect. That would mean fewer placeholder VFX, fewer rushed shots, fewer moments that look like they were thrown together at the last second. Third, community stress. And this one's real. Right now, it's exhausting keeping up with everything. 1 week it's Bunny Iglesias, the next week it's Livigno, then we're suddenly hit with balancing updates, reworks, secret awakenings, you name it. There's barely any time to breathe, barely any time to learn a style before the next one comes out. A bi-weekly schedule would slow things down just enough that people could actually enjoy the styles they pull before the next hype wave hits. So yeah, I get why some people are saying it. Quality would be better, animations would be smoother, bugs would be fewer, the game would feel less rushed. Those are the arguments. But here's where I need to stop and say something really important. Because even though those arguments sound nice, and even though more and more people are saying it, this should not happen. Let me repeat that. Blue Lock Rivals should not switch to bi-weekly updates. That would be a huge mistake. And here's why. First, weekly updates are literally what make this game special. Every week, the community has something new to look forward to. Every week, the Discord lights up with polls, leaks, sneak peeks, arguments, hype, everything. And every Saturday feels like an event. That momentum is priceless. You take that away, you slow the game down. Suddenly, instead of logging in every week to see what's new, people log in every 2 weeks. And guess what happens on the in-between weeks? Player count drops, engagement drops, the energy dies. Second, stability isn't just about bug counts. It's about keeping the community hooked. People like knowing that no matter what, something new is coming every week. Even if it's a buggy rework, even if it's not perfect. That promise of weekly content is what separates Blue Lock Rivals from other Roblox games, from other gacha games, from every competitor. You take that away, you lose one of the game's strongest weapons. Third, the devs themselves have never, and I mean never, even hinted at switching to bi-weekly. Not once. Not Miro, not Melted, not Spax, not any of the lead devs. In fact, it's the opposite. They keep dropping polls almost every single day. They keep teasing content weeks in advance. They've built this game around a rhythm, a heartbeat. And that heartbeat is weekly updates. The idea that they'd suddenly change to bi-weekly? That's just fear talking. It's not reality. And let's be honest here. A lot of the bugs we see aren't because of the weekly schedule. They're because of ambition. The devs are trying to do more and more in each update. They're adding bigger features, more styles, more systems. If they wanted to, they could still ship smaller, safer weekly updates, but they choose not to because they want to keep raising the bar. And honestly, I respect that. I'd rather have a buggy but ambitious weekly update than a polished but boring bi-weekly update. Also, let's not forget the impact on online numbers. Right now, Rivals is pulling insane concurrent player counts. 250,000, 300,000, sometimes even more depending on the update. Why? Because every week people are excited to log in. If you switch to bi-weekly, those numbers dip. The hype cools off. That's just how it works. And the devs know that. They're not going to risk losing momentum when they've worked this hard to build it up. So yeah, it's true. A decent number of players are starting to push the idea of bi-weekly updates. They're frustrated with the bugs. They want smoother animations. They want more polished releases. And honestly, I get it. The arguments make sense. But at the end of the day, Blue Lock Rivals is a weekly update game. That's the identity. That's the culture. That's what keeps us all hooked. And here's the most important point. The devs themselves are not even considering bi-weekly. There has been zero evidence, zero hints, zero plans. All of this bi-weekly talk is just speculation, fear from the community, but it's not grounded in anything real. So don't stress, don't panic. Weekly updates are here to stay. Now, does that mean we won't keep seeing bugs? Of course not. There will always be bugs. But I'd rather deal with a buggy weekly update that pushes the game forward than wait 2 weeks for something perfect that feels safe and boring. That's just me. So let's keep the energy where it belongs. Let's keep looking forward to every Friday. Let's keep pushing the devs to improve. Let's keep giving feedback, voting in polls, and pointing out bugs so they can fix them faster. That's how the game grows. That's how we grow as a community. So to wrap this up, yeah, the bugs are annoying. Yeah, the updates are getting bigger and messier. But no, the devs are not switching to bi-weekly. Weekly updates are the lifeblood of Blue Lock Rivals, and they're not going anywhere. And that's why I'm still hyped for every single patch, no matter how many bugs slip through. Because at the end of the day, the excitement of a weekly update, the rush of logging in to see what's new, the energy of the community, that's worth more than anything. So, yeah. Thank you for watching until the end. I appreciate it. See you next time.